Cactus is the only source of green dye in Minecraft, and in the future we're going to be needing quite a lot of that. So today we're going to try and farm a massive amount of this stuff. Now for simplicity's sake, when it comes to cactus farms, there's a few things we can do. Obviously we're going to need water streams and stuff to collect the items, but how do we break the cactus itself? Well, it's quite simple really. All we really need to do is we need to have a block on either one of these sides, so something like this, and the cactus will break. This also works when the cactus grows. Now, we just need to do that on a massive scale. So I've brought us into a creative world right now to show you some cactus farm concepts. This is what I've been messing with. It's about 15 chunks across. Also, we're in the middle section which doesn't have anything. We're not building this. This thing is way too big. There's always about 10,000 entities in the world at any given time, so we're not going to be doing this. But you can see there are lots of individual modules in this thing which make up the cactus farm. Let's take a closer look at these. So here we are. Here is some smaller slices, there's a smaller vertical slice, and then here's the individual layers. This farm is based on a farm design that Almango did a few years ago. I'll leave a link to the video he did in the description. And this is what the farm looks like close up. It's quite simple. We've got our water streams to handle the items. If you ignore the black wool, those are just placeholder blocks, we don't actually need those there. And the cactus grows, and then it connects with the fence, and when that happens the cactus breaks, and most of the time it falls into the water stream. There is a small chance of it falling directly on top of the cactus itself and breaking, but when you scale this up large enough, those instances don't really matter all that much. So I popped into creative mode and I had to turn off the random tick speed because let's just say it lagged out my game quite a lot. So this slice right here produces about 37,000 items per hour. That is insanely overkill for our needs. We only really need a few shulker boxes every hour or so. So we can also scale this thing down once again. In terms of the size, I want this farm to take up about one chunk of the Minecraft world. And I'm going to make it relatively small. It doesn't need to be from Bedrock to Skyrim or anything like I was originally planning. So let's head back on to the AutoCraft server, find the ideal location for this, and we can get started on building this thing. So I've been giving it some thought and I think we should put this farm over in what's eventually going to be our industrial area. If you're new to the series, down there we have a slime farm behind these trees, and this entire area is going to be dedicated to farms. So what I'm thinking is we're going to have this farm above ground. Speaking of having it above ground, I'm going to be doing a lot of work over here in the future. Raising terrain, that sort of stuff. I want the floor of this area to be at Y70, so we're going to have to keep that in mind when building this farm. So we're going to have to make the bottom of the farm Y70 and then build up from there. So it's going to appear as if this thing is floating. Now that we've explained how this thing works and now that we've found the perfect area for this farm, I think it's time we start constructing this. So I hope you enjoyed that time lapse, but since we finished it, I went ahead and set up a storage system down here. It's a fairly basic one, and if we look in our chest, we have a little bit of cactus already. Now I know a few of you may already be typing in the comments, but don't worry. A single hopper, right here in the collection system, can handle all the items of this farm. Let's take a closer look at the farm itself. So I've stuck us in a free camp. Our character is standing down there, allowing the random text to be applied to this farm. Obviously we covered a lot of this earlier, but if we look at the storage system down here, the water streams come in like so, taking all the items into the central location and into this hopper. And since a hopper can handle, I think it's 9,000 items per hour, I'll show on screen if I'm correct or if I'm wrong. Right now, this should be more than enough. Obviously, if we expand this farm here, we will need to sort out the storage system, but I have no plans in doing that. In fact, chances are this farm is only temporary. We'll probably be moving it somewhere else in the near future. But hey, since this is a fairly small farm, we don't need to really worry about anything because I'm going to be in this area quite a bit soon because I have a bunch of projects planned, so having a high output farm isn't really all that worth it in this case. So while I've been over here working on the cactus farm, some shenanigans have been going on at my starter area. Let's head back and see what the other members have been doing. Okay, so I've just got home and I can't see anything yet, so let's just go in and... Hold up. What? Why is there chickens in here? Did one get through the door somehow? Oh. Oh no. Oh no, there's chickens all over this. Who did this? There's a few chickens in here. Oh, they're over here as well. Oh no, and there's even baby ones. No. Who's doing this stuff? Oh well, I guess you all know what time it is. Alright, I think we got all of them, and if I look at my inventory, yeah, we got a chicken head as well. Awesome. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, we need to head over to the shopping district to meet up with Rustic, because he needs help with stuff in the end, because that's where he's going to be setting up base this season. So let's go and connect up with him and see what he needs assistance with.
Ah, if it isn't my trip. Well, I'm doing this alone now. Alright. I'm going to just thank you in advance for helping me with this horrible task.
Yeah, I know this is going to take you a while.
This is going to be awful.
Yeah, and I also know you've been wanting to do this for a long time as well, so I figured that'd help.
Ah, awesome. So, well, it's been a little bit in my video with the collection of the glass and stuff like that, but we've got shulker boxes with bottles. Both of us got about half of them.
Yeah.
And the first fight is going to be awful because we're going to be dodging the dragon's attacks and collecting stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you look at the tab menu right now, you may see that big 0 next to my name. I consider myself a bit of a professional, so I think this is going to be fine.
Don't worry, I brought a bed for your first death. You'll be able to respawn right next to it. It should be good. I assume we're first going to take out the crystals, so, we don't have any of that problem, and then we will collect the stuff.
Yeah, that's probably a good shout.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I totally forgot?
What?
A bucket of water. I'm gonna grab a bucket of water.
Oh yeah, you probably want to get that before we start.
Ow. Okay, now I'm good. Last at the portal was a slow egg.
Oh come on, you had an advantage. Damn you.
Oh my god, I'm no.
Nope, I win. Nope. No. This is my thing. I forbid it.
No!
Victory.
I'm at the portal.
You forgot to set your spawn.
Alright, well, we're making our way back then. I'm very nervous, Death. I'm very nervous.
No, you should be. This is a big thing.
This is a big thing. This is the start of my base, technically.
Yeah. And what a base is going to be.
Swap around my food. I'll see you later, cookies.
Oh, and here we go. So myself and Rustic spent quite a lot of time gathering bottles of Dragon's Breath along with fighting the dragons. However, there were a few things that happened. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't recording during most of that, but Rustic was. So let's head over and check out Rustic's point of view, and you can see the mistakes I made. Damn you, dragon.
No. This direction.
See if we can get him to come around.
There you go. Well, that was slow.
Oh!
Oh no!
Rustic, no!
You flew into him!
I thought I was safe. So it turns out I wasn't safe. But wait, there's more.
I think you actually got that one, lad.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. You killed...
No! Oh no, not again! Rustic. My guy. My dude. Why does this keep happening?
I don't know. It only happens when I record.
Oh no! Not only did I die again, but I died a third time when none of us were recording. I died to an end crystal. So let's add those 3 deaths to the death counter. Now, while I admit I'm not entirely happy about those deaths, they weren't entirely worth it because this will allow Rustic to finally work on his mega base, which is going to be in the end. If you want to see this stuff come to light, why don't you check out his channel? Link to his channel along with all the other AutoCrafters in the description. Now, since I died as much, apparently Rustic left me some sort of payment back at base. So let's go and see what that is. Alright, so apparently it's down in my storage system. Let's just nip on down here and... Oh! Shulker box. The cake isn't in, that was the cake. No, the shulker box. Let's look in. Oh! I know exactly where these diamonds came from. They came from the... what do you call it? The shop that had the end crystal thingy. Don't mind if I do. Also, I'm going to have to eat that cake at some point. Now, while we're back at base, I heard that something else has appeared out front. So let's just pop up here. Let's sleep real quick. And let's go and see what this thing is. Okay. It appears to be a chest of sorts. With a book and cookies. A royal request. It's not safe out here. Let's go and read this inside. Okay, let's take a seat in our library and take a look at this. Hear ye, hear ye. The Dragon King requests your attention. The Dragon King. I didn't vote for you. The Draconic Kingdom has formed, and the King asks for your support. Some of you have already pledged allegiance to the King and his kingdom. He's asking the rest of you to do the same. I don't like the sound of this. That sounds more like an ultimatum. May His Royal Highness and all other loyal subjects under the mountain behemoth. Cookies will be supplied. See, bribing your subjects. Very wise. Note, you're required to bring your own papier-mâché draconic hat. Yours respectfully, His Royal Highness, Dragon King, Rustic Dragon. Well, I don't know about you and this whole Dragon King business, but I died for your kingdom. I died so that your kingdom could be born. I don't want to be part of this. However, I will happily take your cookies. Maybe some sort of opposition needs to be formed. But who knows, we might see that in the future. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, why don't you leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. And hey, why don't you check out this video?